in front of us. Is this where I lose my money then? Is this where I have to spend lots?
You may spend a lot, but you don't have to. But here you can find a lot of Senegalese supporters now. I saw so many of them today. And of course there are lots of Moroccan supporters, but this place is coming to life now after the mid-afternoon prayer, but in the morning it's very quiet, and during around midday, 1 o'clock, it's completely dead because everyone is either in a mosque or having lunch. People can find food, buy goods, everything you can think of is here.
I have spotted one Senegalese fan. There's a lady here draped in the Senegalese flag. Excuse-moi, how do you feel about Senegal's chances on Sunday?
Nous sommes Sénégalais, on est fiers d'être Sénégalais et on espère bien remporter la coupe et avoir les deuxième.
Well, she is very hopeful. She is wishing for Senegal to win it this Sunday so that Senegal can have 2 stars on their jersey. She said that Morocco did organize this competition very well. The Senegalese people were well welcomed in this country. There were absolutely no problems. The only thing that which is not going well is finding a ticket.
On a un problème d'avoir les tickets pour la CAN, mais à part ça, tout est nickel, tout s'est bien passé et on espère gagner la CAN, Inch'Allah, Ravi.
Someone else who needs a ticket for Sunday. We hope you get that ticket. Bonne chance on Sunday. Bonne chance.
Merci.
Au revoir. Merci. We've just stopped outside a shop that's got a number of shirts of the Moroccan team on there. Let me stop and ask you what it's been like to have the Africa Cup of Nations here in Morocco.
Yes, it's very nice. In Morocco, it's very the people is very nice with the team, another team. Be grateful for Morocco. You win the cup. It's very nice for the country, for the Africa, for the rest of the world. Is recognized. Team Morocco is very good.
Big celebrations then on Sunday.
Big celebration in Sunday.
Well, Hassan, this is the perfect way to end our tour then, with our tea and with our sweets as well.
Oh, definitely. This is how the Moroccan greet their guests and how they tell them goodbye and see you next time. There is nothing better than sweet tea with Moroccan sweets.
Well, what a perfect way to say thank you very much, Hassan, for our tour today. Thank you.
It's my pleasure. Anytime.
A flavour of what it is like here in Rabat during the Africa Cup of Nations. Delighted to say the Moroccan football journalist and broadcaster Amin El Amri is here alongside John Bennett and myself. Amin, thank you so much for coming to see us, because we met in Doha, didn't we, with all the craziness of Morocco's run to the semi-final. So it's wonderful to now experience this tournament from Morocco.
Thanks, Lee. Thanks for having me. It's such a pleasure to be here with you, with John, and the guys here. We have to concede that. We have that in common, that love for tea, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
The sweetest one that could gather friends and family. So welcome, guys, and nice to see you again.
Yeah, perfect way to finish my tour of Rabat Souk. Here in Rabat, though, I got a sense of what it was like. What about, though, you were in Casablanca throughout this tournament, haven't you? What about the celebrations there, the mood there then? Because that is really the heartbeat, isn't it, of football here in Morocco?
Yeah, it started actually against Cameroon because the game was played under so much pressure, especially after the last 16 game against Tanzania. And in Casablanca, it was just a burst of joy, sheer felicity there. And I picked up some vibes from Doha there, actually, with seeing all the people, young and families and everybody, honking their horns on the roads. It was crazy. But after Nigeria, I got back home around 2 a.m. and the streets were just like daytime. Everybody was on the street, just enjoying this very, very good moment.
Yeah, a few of my journalistic colleagues here have been thinking, even though the match is in Rabat, we want to go and cover it from Marrakesh or Casablanca because it's a bit relaxed here in Rabat, isn't it? It's a bit more laid back. I mean, you mentioned the celebrations. We were driving home from the semi-final the other night. We saw a few people celebrating. There was a man hanging a replica trophy outside his window and beeping its horn. But I get the sense that in other cities, other towns around Morocco, it's a lot more wild, the celebrations.
Yeah, well, Rabat is always been the administrative capital city, so it is really following the daytime schedule ending at 6 or 7 p.m. But other than that, seriously, in popular area maybe there was more festivities, but in Casablanca, which is more populated, maybe twice or more than that, it's really, really common to see people, enjoying the win.
What we have seen, though, is how important football is to this country, and there has been so much emphasis placed on football. King Mohammed VI's investment has really positioned Morocco as a pillar of African football. We've got the state-of-the-art arenas now, the Prince Moulay Abdallah, where the final will be played. The Grand Stade Hassan II is being built. It's going to be huge, isn't it? It's on the outskirts of Casablanca. So that investment then in football, it's been such a priority, hasn't it, now, for the last more than a decade?
Yeah, yes and no, because the approach in football is really about youth. The King, after very disappointing Olympic Games in Beijing in 2008, the King kind of gathered the sports family in Morocco and to just do an autocritic and see what's not happening, what's not working, and it was clear that, of course, football is the most followed, the most popular sport in Morocco, as it is in the world, and so Moroccans are really passionate, and when you give that trust to Moroccan youth, it can pay you back, and this is what happened right after there was the building inauguration of Mohammed VI's Football Academy, and then in 2014 with the coming of somebody like Fawzi Lakja, we have to concede to this man his passion and his involvement in developing football. Being an I don't know. It's not somebody that has a political background. It's somebody that comes from the public institutions, from public school. So it's somebody that represents and gives this identification from people to follow that road. And I think the path has been laid since 2016, 2017, and now excellence. I think we're gathering the fruits in these last 2 years.
John, you've seen those fruits, haven't you, with the documentary you made here in Morocco, seen what that investment in youth football here has been able to produce?
Yeah, the Mohammed VI Academy is something else. When you go into that training complex where some of the teams have been training during this AFCON, all the facilities are there. So from the senior team, this hotel that they stay in where everything is catered for, they've all got their own rooms. They literally walk out, they're on the training pitch. Then you walk around when the AFCON's not on and you see all the youth teams training and the development in women's football as well. And this is long term because they, of course, last year won the Under-20 World Cup. So when you mix in the homegrown talent with the talent that you can get from the diaspora with the likes of Brahim Diaz, this is long-term success that Morocco are going to have.
Is this about being a big football superpower then for Morocco?
Yeah, also that. Because football is not everything in life, of course, but throughout football, you could see that, for example, just a tiny example, but important one, the changing from a normal visa given to applicants from other countries to an electronic visa, which is specialized for this AFCON. This is something huge. This is a big difference. The creation, for example, of the train station right beside the stadium is has not only the purpose for bringing people around the stadium, but also people that will come to visit the museums, the zoo, which is right beside the stadiums, and so the football can be a beautiful way to develop and enhance what you have as an infrastructures, airports, of course, trains, roads, etc. And because we are in this transition from a traditional agricultural country to a country of services from within tourism, we have to have this kind of infrastructure. And football just gives you this boost that instead of investing in roads and airports for 15 or 20 years, you do it in 5 years because you're going to have the World Cup in maybe 4.5 years.
How important, though, because there are those that will say it's too high a price to pay for football, for stadiums, and there are other things the money could be spent on other services. How much then does it need to have a trophy like the Cup of Nations lifted?
It helps a lot. It helps because you can involve everybody. Of course, everybody likes wins. Nobody likes to lose. And when you win, you could say to people that, yes, this is the way. And we actually win in football too. So this helps a lot. And football is just, that's social lift that gives everybody the opportunity, the hope. You remember that in Doha, we were talking about beyond the sporting performance, it's the right to dream and the right to work to achieve your goal. So this is a very good value in sports in general, but in football, that it's transcribed to everyday life.
Let's hear from one of the players of Morocco's national team that are trying to make those dreams come true. Then ahead of the tournament, I spoke to the Moroccan midfielder, former Manchester United, now Real Betis player, Sofiane Amrabat, about the challenges of trying to win AFCON.
I think for every Moroccan, it's a dream to play for Morocco. I played already a lot of games, a lot of tournaments, but still every time I put the Moroccan jersey, it's like amazing feeling, a special feeling. It's difficult to explain, it's something you feel inside in your heart. We have to try to create an atmosphere like we had in Qatar. The fans behind us, everybody behind us. If you want to win this tournament, it's not just about technical or tactically. Of course, it's also important. But I always say, and I believe in Africa, the most important is that you play with your heart. I always say the team who wants the most win this tournament. And I think with the fans behind us, they can push us a lot. We need this energy to go and to press and we have to show this intensity. And I think if we can do that with our quality, and then we can come very far and hopefully we can win the tournament.
Sofiane, what would it mean to you to win the Cup of Nations then for Morocco?
When you ask me this, I get goosebumps. I think if we win the Africa Cup, it's gonna be crazy and people never gonna forget this. And people love us a lot, but I think if you win this, they will never forget you. And you're gonna make history because it's so hard to win the Africa Cup. So now is our moment, and I believe we have to do it now, especially at home. And I can't wait, and I dream about this moment. We want to give this to people and everybody to make everybody happy.
Sofiane Amrabat, it would make a lot of people very happy, wouldn't it? Walid Regragui is the man that is trying to do that. He's been under a lot of pressure, hasn't he? Speak to us about the challenges he's had to overcome then. He's someone who's taken the team to a semi-final of a World Cup, but was his job on the line?
Yeah, his job was actually on the line after the AFCON in Côte d'Ivoire because he kind of has made himself bulletproof after reaching the semi-finals. And it was kind of a comfort zone for him and the team, and he always trusted a special number of players that they're gonna be there no matter what. And I think what happened in Côte d'Ivoire is that we went with the status of favorite, but without the mindset of a favorite. And the elimination against South Africa was really, really disappointing, and that sparked critics and after critics, and everything was really in a very tense atmosphere. Every game was an opportunity for media or for Regragui to place one out, and it was crazy. But I think he has definitely cemented his legacy just by reaching the AFCON final. Let alone if he wins it, he's going to be so much appreciated, maybe much more than reaching the semi-final of a World Cup.
Here is Morocco's head coach, then ahead of the final against Senegal, Walid Regragui.
For me, it's not about victory or defeat. I don't think about this. What I'm focused is with my team, with my squad, and you make proud your country. After win or lose, that is the football, that is the life. Now we have one country. You want this trophy. Tomorrow, I think, is more difficult to control your emotion about this. You need to control this about my squad to give him confidence. I can't begin to think about if I lose or if I win. I have one game. And after the game, you can't ask me about the defeat of the victory. But I think we have everything to win, inshallah, this trophy. You have one opponent, one of the best of the Africa. I think it's good for the future of the Africa to make a good game. You have a lot of goals, only for Morocco also. But it's like this. This is my spirit now.
That's Walid Regragui. Quick final thought from you both. Does it happen on Sunday for Morocco, John?
I don't think Senegal will be phased at all by the atmosphere. Last year they went to Kinshasa, DRC, and they came from 2 goals down to win 3-2 in an intimidating atmosphere. They won't be intimidated, so I think it's going to be close.
It's make it or break it for Morocco, and I think we've had the best defense in this tournament, and defense wins your tournament actually.
Let's see if there are those big celebrations on Sunday. Amin Al-Amri, John Bennett, thank you both. That's all for this edition of World Football. Until next time, it's goodbye.
World Football at AFCON is a BBC Sport production from the BBC World Service. From the BBC World Service, this is World Football at AFCON.
Hello, I'm Lee James in Rabat, and we're previewing the Africa Cup of Nations final between Morocco and Senegal. The hosts versus the 2021 champions aiming for a second title. We have a Cup of Nations winner with us who played in 2 World Cups, was also part of the Olympic gold medal winning team for Nigeria, played his club football for Ajax, Juventus and Borussia Dortmund. Sunday Elise is with us. Hello, Sunday.
Good afternoon.
Good to have you here. And the Cameroon international defender who played at the 2010 World Cup and in the Premier League for Newcastle and Tottenham, Sebastian Basson.
Hello guys.
Good to have you here. You only get to see Seb very briefly on match days because you're the man in demand here, aren't you, in Morocco? What has it been like for you covering this tournament?
It's been great, to be fair. Considering it's been great, it's been tiring because I'm not gonna lie, I've been moving up and down, left and right. I think I've gained some miles, but it's been great. It's always good to be able to cover such a tournament.
And Sunday, I shook hands with you on Wednesday before the match. How are you feeling after the heartbreak of Nigeria's penalty shootout defeat now?
I'm a bit over it. I think the day afterwards I wasn't really that enthusiastic, but I had to console myself, at least it's my wife's country that's going to the final, so that's good enough.
So at home all is okay then?
Yeah.
That's good to hear. John Bennett also with us. You've been following the tournament, of course, throughout, John, for the BBC World Service. We'll get into the tournament itself a little bit later on, but just ahead of this final, some tension brewing?
Yeah, the tension is mounting. As you may have heard on the news, the Senegalese Football Federation, they released a statement in the middle of the night, basically complaining about their treatment, what they say is poor treatment ahead of this final. So one of the big things they're upset about, they arrived in the train station yesterday and they say, according to them, that there was a clear absence of adequate security arrangements. And there's lots of video on social media, the players walking out of the train station surrounded by fans. It wasn't a great look, to be honest. They've complained about the amount of tickets they've been given or the lack of tickets they've been given. They say they had to file a complaint about their hotel. They've now got a better hotel, and they didn't like where they were training as well because it was in the headquarters of the Moroccan FA. So, yeah, we had some tense press conferences earlier today. It has ramped things up ahead of this final.
We'll bring you that later when we get into this final. What did you make of that, though, both of you? Seb?
I mean, the Senegalese team is in my hotel, so we're staying now in the same hotel, so we've been able to have a little chat, and yeah, you can feel the tension, and I think that's part of the game. I'm not gonna lie, it's part of the experience that you gotta gain. You gotta be able to get over it, to not be distracted, because when you talk about finals and high level games, sometimes we're talking about small margins, and those are the small margins that those players and their surroundings gonna have to deal with regardless.
And you, of course, Sunday, know exactly what it's like coming into a big final. But how do you feel in particular about what Senegal are saying?
Well, it's never the best to go through such before the final. In fact, every final, you have to keep a distance with the fans, with the people. You have to stay in your bubble.
You have to be like just away from everybody. You only want to see people, with all due respect, only after the final whistle. So I think this is not the best to do. Like in life, things will always happen to you. What's important is how do you see it? How do you perceive it? This should be an added motivation for them to say, okay, in spite of this, makes it even more, it makes it more easier to go hard in the final. So
we're in Rabat in Morocco ahead of the Africa Cup of Nations final on Sunday. So we'll reflect on the tournament then with Sunday, with Sebastian, with John Bennett, who's here as well. And we're also keeping across, John, this story today involving Senegal. There have been media conferences from both teams in this final, but the Senegalese coach, Pape Thiaw, with plenty to say about that situation we've been describing.
Yeah, just to remind you what happened. So the Senegalese FA releasing this statement overnight, not happy about the security arrangements when they arrived in Rabat, the ticket allocation, the original hotel they were given and where they were going to train. A little update, the players have been given a few more tickets. I think it's gone up from 4 to 10. Kalidou Koulibaly was saying on social media the other day, stop contacting me, I've got no more tickets. So they've got a few more for their families. There's a new training ground where they're going to train, so it's not the headquarters of the Moroccan FA. They're going to train near the stadium where the final is taking place. But earlier today, Pape Thiaw, the coach of Senegal, he said, today Africa's image is at stake. Our competition, which no one used to watch, is now very prestigious. We mustn't squander that. So far, the organisation has been excellent, and he did stress that overall it's been excellent, the organisation. But yeah, he did not like what happened yesterday, and particularly the security arrangements when the players arrived at the train station.
We'll get a Senegalese perspective a little later on Sports World and keep across that. Just thinking of the ticket situation though, Sunday, what was it like before the final in '94 then? Nigeria against Zambia in Tunis, with the clamour for tickets there. What was the feelings you were going through on the eve of that particular final?
Well, I was able to play 3 AFCONs up to 2002, and we never had those kind of problems. But that notwithstanding, what I wouldn't like anybody to assume that this is an intentional effort to, like, one way or the other, destabilize the Senegalese. This is something that there's a lot of pressure going on now. The demands for the tickets are crazy here. Way back here, everybody wants to be in the stadium. In fact, they're selling it in the black market now almost for 600 euros, almost 560 pounds for one. So it's not intentional, but then it's not what you need at this moment.
And the emphasis there from Senegal's coach about the overall organisation of this tournament, though, Seb, the infrastructure, the stadiums, the quality of the pitches,
anticipation is something to behold. The closing ceremony has been done and dusted, and we're just about ready to find out which one of these two teams will hold the trophy aloft tonight. Of course, penalties, if extra time alone can't sort these two out, could well be a requirement. It's been required in the 3rd, 4th place playoff. It was required in one of the 2 semi-finals. It needed a late Sadio Mane goal to carry Senegal beyond Egypt into the final. Morocco needing penalties to overcome Nigeria. In the end, the better side won, although Morocco did miss the first penalty in that shootout. Well, we are just about ready to get underway, so before we do, I suppose we better delve into some team news for you. First of all, Senegal, the Lions of Teranga, they make 3 changes tonight from the side that overcome Egypt. 2 of them forced because of suspension to Habib Diarra, the Sunderland midfielder, and Kalidou Koulibaly, experienced captain at the back. They both heartbreakingly miss the final of this competition and are replaced by a 20-year-old central defender from Strasbourg, Mamadou Sarr. What a day for him, only his 4th cap, and Lamine Camara of AC Monaco coming in to the midfield. There's also a change at right full-back. Antoine Mendy is preferred to Crépin Diatta, who drops down to the bench. So the Nice player in for the Monaco player. So here's how Senegal line up. It's Edouard Mendy, the former Chelsea goalkeeper, in between the sticks. Then Mendy, Sarr, Niakate and El Hadj Malik Diouf of West Ham at left back. And then at 3 in the midfield, Papa Gueye, Idrissa Gana Gueye, the captain. He takes the captain's armband today. with Koulibaly suspended, and Lamine Kamara joins him in the midfield with Habib Diarra suspended. Same three up front. It's Njai on the right, Mane on the left, and Nicholas Jackson of Bayern Munich on loan from Chelsea, who leads the line. Well, Senegal in green tonight. Nice light, bright green for them. And they have a full complement, more or less, of the rest of the squad on the bench. Well, let's delve in now to the hosts, Morocco, and they have been able to keep an unchanged side, which is good news for them. Same side that beat Nigeria in that epic semi-final on Wednesday evening. They will be looking to go on and win the competition. Such a dominant force as well, aren't they? The hosts haven't conceded in the knockout stages. They've only conceded one in the 6 matches that they've played at the AFCON this year. That was in a 1-1 draw against Mali here. Mali claiming a point. It was all pretty easy to get over the line in the end. Right, let's go through that Morocco side for you. Yassine Bono is your goalkeeper. And then they've got that back for Ashraf Hakimi, the captain at right back. Naif Agard of Marseille, I should say, at centre, with Adam Messina of Watford, former Watford man, and Nusser Mazroui at left back. Then you've got Bilal El Khanous, Neil El Anwani, and Ismail Sabari in the midfield. Brahim Diaz, top scorer in the tournament, likely to take the Golden Boot with 5 goals at AFCON. He's on the right. And then Abdi Azazouli on the left. Ayoub El Kabi leads the line. And they're in white tonight, Morocco, but will it be all white on the night for them? That's the big question on everybody's lips. Can they carry this one over the line? They are a force to be reckoned with. Can they just get this one once and for all over the line as hosts? That would be a dream come true for these locals that have populated the vast majority of this stadium. As we get this game off and underway, and it's Morocco, as I say, in the white, that will be kicking from right to left in the first half. It's an early touch from the Senegalese goalkeeper, Edouard Mendy, out towards the right-hand side, and Antoine Mendy, no relation, of course. There's Niakate. Diatta dropping to the bench was the only tactical change made by Papa Thiaw. It's a difficult one when you've got to leave a player out for a final. An epic showdown like the one faced here tonight. Morocco, you usually see in their red shirts and their green shorts, but have changed tonight. It's the bright green of Senegal, just settling into this match in the early stages. A touch over on the far side for Sadio Mane. He's managed to go all the way back to Moussa Nkete. Big night for him on the bench. He knows that he needs to be steering the young partner alongside him through the game today. This will be Mazroui. Does really well to clear the ball for Morocco. It's early days yet, it's hard to call this one, but it is a very even exchanges. No one prepared to take too many gambles in the early stages of the game. The last thing you want is a disastrous start. Free kick has been given to Morocco. Chance for them to just settle things down now at the back. They're giving it straight back to Senegal, and the two central defenders could just intertwine. Mamadou Sarr, early touch for him coming in. Such a big game for the 20-year-old. There's Moussa Niakate. Niakate again. Right ball up towards the feet of Mane, and he touched that one on really well. And this is Pape Gueye, who's brought down. Referee says the ball was won, and off goes Achraf Hakimi. There's been a few controversial spats off the field in the last 48 hours. Senegal not happy with the accommodation they've been assigned here in Rabat. Not happy with the fact that they've got two key players suspended. Not happy with the training facilities either, or the ticket allocations, or the VAP ticket allocations for this, or the semi-finals. So they've got plenty to moan about, Senegal, to the authorities at CAF. I have to say, and I'm not one to start a fire, but I did think, looking at the game on Wednesday, I covered the Morocco game against Nigeria. Nigeria weren't very happy with the referee. With good authority, I can tell you, I didn't think he had a very good game either. Here come Senegal, and they're bursting forward with Sadio Mane. It was a little bit loose on the right from Achraf Hakimi, and he's managed to win his side a corner. Sadio Mane. Hakimi did come and rectify a situation there, but he gave the ball away, and Sadio Mane took it off him, and he went whistling past Nayef Aguerd. In the end, arguably the best full-back in the right-back position in the world. Hakimi got back and was happy to put it behind for a corner. So first question mark of the final is a Senegal corner. Chance for them just to try and tease the ball in to the danger zone of the hosts. Senegal 0, Morocco 0. In underneath the crossbar, header down, and it could so easily have gone in. Oh, that was a reaction save to keep out Pape Gueye. What a stop from Yassine Bono. He barely had a save to make in the semi-final, but Senegal were almost ahead there. And he's had a suit, shiny suit as well, made to fit Valid as Pape Tau, and he nearly leaked out a bit there. What a chance for Pape Gueye. And another ball over the top, could be another chance here for Senegal. They're into the penalty area. Referee has given a free kick for a foul by the lumbering Nicholas Jackson, who did appear to climb into Adam Messina and knock down Mazraoui in the process. So, free kick given. Referee tonight is from the Democratic Republic of Congo, Jean-Jacques Ndala, assisted by his compatriots Gillian Nguele and Gradel Belize. On the touchline, the fourth official is South African and Mbongile Tom. Pierre Gislan from Gabon is the main VAR official tonight. Ball into the centre circle. It's killed stone dead by Brandeers. Lovely piece of control. Quickly surrounded by green shirts, and that's tough loving from Lamine Camara, who burst in and took the ball off of the Real Madrid man, former Manchester City man Brandeers, destined to take the golden boot. The only person that can stop him now is Sadio Mane. He's going to have to score a hat-trick tonight just to share it. Kudus, always a busy player in that midfield, offers energy alongside Neil El Anawi and Ismail Sebari. All offer their different attributes, those three in the midfield, but all good players. El Anawi plays for Roma. PSV Eindhoven's Sabari, and Bilal El Kudus is at Stuttgart. Mazraoui just lifts it up in the air. He gets it back as well from Sebari, nice and neat. It's only one thing you do get with Senegal: they are big and strong, and they are competitive, and not dissimilar in many ways to the Nigerian approach. Some will say the Senegalese side perhaps slightly better. Well, you start making comparisons then of who's the best centre forward. Osherman, Jackson. You'd probably say Osherman, wouldn't you? So, you know, it's tricky. I think the two wide men, Mane and Jai, I get it. Yeah, I do get it. I think they've got more going in those wide areas. And here comes a cross into the penalty area, and it was a dangerous one, pulled back by Sebari. Calm as you like, and he says, just calm everything down, El Hadj Malik Diouf. Left back swept it away as if there was no immediate danger. Ezazuli down the left to Mazraoui, back to Ezazuli again, trying to take on Antoine Mendy, preferred at the right back position today to Crepin Diatta, who's on the bench. Ezazuli is a real live wire, the Real Betis player. Into the penalty area, it was a lunge towards the ball from Ayoub Kaba, cleared away by Antoine Mendy. Down the line, neat and tidy, Idrissa Gana Gueye. It run beyond the reach of Ilman Ndiaye. Out for a throw-in to Morocco. Buzzing atmosphere inside the Prince Moulay Abdallah Stadium in Rabat, where it's Senegal 0, Morocco 0. If you are just joining us, 9 minutes gone in the final of AFCON. And we have seen a half chance for Senegal. Ball deep into the box, nearly came through to Pat Gate. The Villarreal player thwarted by a save at his near post by Yassine Bono. Headline team news: Morocco unchanged. Senegal without the suspended duo of Habib Diarra and Khalidou Koulibaly. They dropped Diatta to the bench. Mendy comes in at right back. 20-year-old Mamadou Sarr at central defence, and 22-year-old Lamine Camara in the midfield. So they've gone for 3 players under the age of 23, all to start in this final. 2 forced, 1 tactically. It's a long ball upfield by El Hadj Malik Diouf. He himself is only 21, West Ham man. West Ham with a rare Premier League win yesterday. Tottenham Hotspur giving themselves a fighting chance. The big problem with West Ham is who they're going to catch if they're going to stay up. Bournemouth, it's going to need to be someone like that. Leeds won again yesterday. Forest got a good point against Arsenal. Anyway, enough about the Premier League. By the way, Aston Villa 0, Everton 1, a result from earlier. Wolves 0, Newcastle 0. The Wolves improvements continue. Not too many goals in the Premier League. We're not expecting a cacophony of goals here, but it's broadly very fascinating. Sadio Mane, lovely skills, backheels the ball down the line, now plays in Saudi Arabia for Al Nassr. A wag of the finger from Naya Fergard, who's dumped Sadio Mane to the ground. The match ball tonight, by the way, has changed its colour to a rather vivid metallic gold. Ball is just about to get lifted into the Morocco penalty area. They've been the brighter side at the moment, Senegal. They've dug in deeper and settled in better in this final, despite the fact that they're playing in front of a partisan home crowd. 32nd meeting between the two countries. Unbelievably, this is the first ever AFCON meeting between these two countries. 11.5 minutes gone. Senegal 0, Morocco 0. Free kick is box bound. And it comes from Malik Diouf. It's off of a Morocco defender. I think that's going to be a goal kick, is it? Yeah, it's a goal kick. It was Mamadou Sarr that got the flick. Mamadou Sarr got in there. He must have got the glance. Oh yes, he did. He got the glance ahead of Mazraoui. And that's what took it behind for a goal kick. I thought it came off of Mazraoui, to be honest, but it didn't. Just goes to show an action replay on the monitor next to me. Slowed down does make life a lot easier in those decision-making moments. Of course, the referee doesn't get that most of the time, does he? But he's a lot nearer to it than me. He's probably got better eyesight than me as well. Mazraoui. It's a nice win in the air from Al-Kaba. Al-Kaba hasn't really got involved yet. Here's Hakimi down the right-hand side. They'll be looking to get him forward. El Kanous. Hakimi again. That's with Al-Anawi. Hakimi once more. Bit of steam being built up here by the hosts of this tournament, Morocco. Mazraoui down the line to Al Zalzouli into the penalty area, trying to get the cross in with Sebari. Blocked by Sarr, cleared by Mendy, retrieved by Al-Anawi. Goes backwards, and Messina turning away from danger and then deciding with Lamin Camara breathing down his neck, the best route is back to his goalkeeper. Senegal 0, Morocco 0. 13 minutes gone. Here come Morocco, starting to step it up again now. Ismail Sabara up towards the edge of the penalty area. Sabara left-footed but wide. Pulled it wide. It was a disappointing finish to what was a promising run. Well, he picked the ball up just inside the Senegal half and carried it all the way into the penalty area, and he had an opening there, and you know what? That is a better chance than perhaps most people will give it credit for, because he's pulled that one wide, and well, Senegal for the first time this evening shown a little bit of defensive naivety, because they opened up in a vital area there, and that was a chance for Ismail Sabari, but he pulled it wide. Mendy. He's a slightly more forward-thinking defender. He's slightly quicker than Crepin Diatta, even though less experienced. And the thinking there is, I think it's just to try and keep up with Abdi Azalzouli's pace, and he has got pace and trickery down the flank, and I just felt that he was the better man, better equipped to deal with it. Mamadou Sarr, he settled in well, the young 20-year-old at the back. Wide to Iliman Ndiaye. Ndiaye has gone for the return. It was a clever flick by Nicholas Jackson. It's been picked up by Lamin Camara all the way back to Antoine Mendy. Now they've entered their own half for a second here, Senegal. Mamadou Sarr. And a long ball from Idrissa Gana Gueye. Big responsibility on his shoulders tonight, the captain. For so long, Sadio Mane was the man with the captain's armband, but he's relinquished that. He's in the starting lineup, but he doesn't want any of that responsibility anymore. He's a free spirit over there, still a good player. But here come the Moroccans, breezing forward with Sebari again. It's out to the left, inside the penalty area is Azalzouli. Azalzouli tries to find a way around the outside. Good defending. Excellent strength from Antoine Mendy, and that's exactly why he has been included ahead of Diatta. That was good strength to get in front of Azalzouli and saying, no, you know what, you're not getting past me, that's going behind for a goal kick no matter what. Good defending by Mendy. Only his fifth cap, Mendy, and that was excellent play. AFCON 2025 final, we've no in 2026. Little to separate these two sides. They've both won 5 and drawn 1 in this competition. Morocco have only conceded 1. There's been 2 shots from Senegal, 3 shots from Morocco already in this first 16 minutes. Senegal ranked 19th in the world by FIFA. Morocco, after their semi-final exploits in the last World Cup, are currently ranked 11th. Both will be playing at the World Cup next summer. Throw it, Mazraoui to take. Let's put it down the line. It's gone out of play. Now it's going to be a Senegal throw. And Morocco in the World Cup. Group C, Brazil, Scotland, Haiti. Senegal Group I, France, Norway, and one of the playoff winners. They'll be playing that game against one of the playoff winners as a third game in the group, and that will be Bolivia, Suriname or Iraq, and that will be in Canada, the BMO field in Toronto. 17 minutes gone here. Morocco's next competitive game after this will be June the 13th in New Jersey against Brazil. It could be interesting, you know. Morocco will give them a game, especially if they take the handbrake off and try and involve Hakimi. Referee's stopped play here at the moment. He's having a deep conversation with a couple of players. I think it's Antoine Mendy and Abdi Azazuli. Morocco fans making lots of noise in the AFCON final, where it is still Senegal 0, Morocco 0. Senegal, 18 minutes in, you'd say they was probably started the better. It's pretty even though. Morocco have, in the last 10 minutes, shown a couple of promising exerts forward, but without really getting in on goal. Here's Sadio Mane, dangles the leg in front of the defender and manages to coax it away. It's a good ball out to Iliman Ndiaye. Good interception by Mazraoui. Ndiaye is Everton, beating Aston Villa at Villa Park earlier on today. Didn't need him, but he'll be back for Everton next weekend. He's up against Mazraoui today of Manchester United. Wandering out from the back, Moussa Niakhaté. No sign that they're missing those two suspended players so far, Senegal. Very even final. Well, if it's not going to go the distance to penalties or even extra time, then it's going to probably come down to one moment, one big moment. Take that chance. And we've seen one big moment in the game so far, and that was the effort towards goal from Pape Gueye for Senegal very early on, saved at the near post by Yassine Bono. That goes in, makes it very interesting. It's so nervously balanced, it perhaps needs a goal to entice a change of policy from both teams. Idrissa Gana Gueye, but he's given the ball away, and that's pretty poor from Idrissa Gana Gueye. Through ball in the middle, Azazuli chips it over the goalkeeper. That was Morocco's big chance, and it fell to Ismail Sabari, and he's chipped it over the goalkeeper and he's put it wide. Fed by Ayoub El Kaabi. Good pass as well. He's had two sights of goal, Ismail Sabari rather, and it is actually going to be a free kick. He was offside, it wouldn't have counted, but that really has to be in the back of the net. Goal or no goal, you've got to be taking that chance. Gilt-edged chance at both ends now. Sabari for Morocco earlier on. Pape Gueye for Senegal. 0-0. Just got to take those chances. They're the big moments that could win you the game. Idrissa Gana Gueye. Forward by Niakhaté. Idrissa Gana Gueye again. A little bit too much pace on that one for El Hadj Malik Diouf. And out for a throw-in. Lions of Teranga 0. The Atlas Lions 0. It's a Lions final. Here come Senegal again. They've got that strength and force, and the likes of Pape Gueye and Niakhaté, very big, strong players. Going to cause problems from set plays as well, as we've already seen from that early free kick. That might be their undoing of Morocco. Morocco win the ball back in the middle of midfield, but Bilal El Khanous is adjudged to have fouled, and in all honesty, don't see what his argument is about. He's picked up the ball and remonstrated with the referee, but Pape Gueye was shoved to the ground. I don't think there was any argument really. 22 minutes gone. We're nearly a quarter of the way through. It's where we expect it to be. Honours even, 0-0. Arsene Wenger, ambassador for CAF. He's been at most of the games, enjoying himself. He's here tonight. enjoying his role in the stands. It's been a very eventful opening 22 minutes. Both sides have had a sight of goal, a good sight of goal. It's been fairly even. I think this does come down to who can take their chance. Who can take that big chance? Iliman Ndiaye, he's done well. Nicholas Jackson holds it up equally as well. Lamine Camara into the feet of Antoine Mendy. Backwards to Mamadou Sarr. It's going to be chased down by Azazuli, but it does make it all the way back to goalkeeper Edouard Mendy. Niakate. Diouf. Played round the corner by Pape Gay. And up in the air for Makimi. Up goes Nicholas Jackson, but it drops favourably into El Anawi. El Anawi is tripped up and he will win a free kick. El Anawi of Roma, and that's a yellow card, first yellow card of the game. And it's been shown to a Senegalese player for the trip on El Anawi. I think it might have been Lamine, or just Lamine Camara. Yeah, he's gone flying in. Nicholas Jackson was in behind. It was the challenge from Lamine Camara. And it's going to be a caution for that, I'm afraid. First yellow card of the final. This time we're not talking about he'll miss the next game, he won't miss the next game. He's on a tightrope. No more tightropes apart from the fact that if he picks up another yellow card today, he will of course be off. 24 gone, Senegal 0, Morocco 0. They've only won once in 9 visits to Morocco, to play Morocco that is. Of course they've won 5 and drawn 1 of their 6 matches so far in this competition, Senegal. They've had 9 visits to Senegal, 1 win, that was 2012, 14 years ago. So today is the first time these two sides have played in the AFCON. Morocco have got the ball. Adam Messina's got it on the edge of his own penalty area, and he's lumped that high up the field. It bounces on the edge of the penalty area and up into the arms of Edouard Mendy. Vastly experienced goalkeeper, a Champions League winner, no less. Mamadou Sarr seems to be enjoying his commitment to being the replacement for the experienced captain Koulibaly Koulibaly at the back. Haj Malik Diouf down the line towards Mane, but it's popped up nicely by Hakimi. Good battle that between Hakimi and Mane, two great pros. Here's a through ball from Sebara, trying to release Abdul Azazuli. I don't think it's the ball that Abdul Azazuli wanted. Possession-wise, Senegal have had over 57.5% of the possession so far. Less than 43% possession from the hosts, Morocco. Now they step forward with Antoine Mendy down the line, and knock and go for Nicholas Jackson. Nicholas Jackson into the box. It'll come back out to Lamine Camara. Helps it on to Pape Gay. Now Malik Diouf. Pape Gay again. Now Sadio Mane. Trying to hold off the threat of Bilal El Khanous, who just shoves Mane to the ground. Mane is quickly up and remonstrating with the referee. Why wasn't it a yellow card? Well, it wasn't quite in the same bracket as the one from Lamine Camara a minute ago that did pick up a yellow card. Morocco came through the so-called group of death in this competition, and they're in the group of death in the World Cup. Senegal. It's a tough old group that. France first game, Norway, potentially Iraq or Bolivia or Suriname maybe. Brazil, Scotland, Haiti. Morocco have got to stand a chance there, haven't they? In that group. Got to stand a chance with a lot of the third place teams going through as well. Showdown, well, you know what, you say a showdown with Scotland for second place. I'm not so sure the South Americans are going to be putting up trees at the Summer World Cup, you know. Here comes a free kick. Well, it was just inside the Morocco half. It was taken by Lamine Camara, and he's whacked it straight down the middle and straight up for a goal kick. I don't know what he was trying to do there. I think he was trying to get the better of the goalkeeper, but you're not going to. You could try that 100 times, and I don't think he's going to cause any concern in any of those 100 attempts if he did try it. And that is just wasted. Get it out wide, play it short, start an attacking passing move. Don't just give it back to the opposition that easily. Here's Pat Gay, strong. Iliman Ndiaye back to goal. Fighting in for the challenge was Mazraoui. This is Azal Zuli. Mazraoui again. Down the line he goes, over the halfway line, slips it forward. Can't quite find Azal Zuli. Good strength from Antoine Mendy. He's got backup as well on this near side from Ndiaye. Taken on the chest, edge of his own penalty area. Mamadou Sarr. Cross to Moussa Niakhaté of Lyon. Back line. One Premier League player and 3 players that play in the French Ligue 1. For Senegal. How much will it make a difference? I suppose it was only a matter of hours between the 2 semi-finals on Wednesday, but Morocco needed extra time and penalties. That would have been energy sapping, as they would have had the same preparation time, a rest day, and then back into it Friday, Saturday, 2 sessions. I suspect Senegal might feel that they've got a slight advantage without playing extra time. Long ball forward, trying to release Sadio Mane down the right-hand side. He's gone racing after it, but Yassine Bono makes sure that he doesn't get it. Goes behind for a goal kick. Still 0-0. Still waiting for that first goal. Good win in the air from Mendy again. He's having a really good game at right back. You see why they've included him. Morocco in possession. Haven't seen an awful lot of Brahim Diaz so far. To the halfway line, Messina slots it forward. Decent ball as well, Sabari. There's a bit of room on the left for Abdi Azal Zuli. Azal Zuli against Mendy. He's got 2 defenders to try and get round now. The other being Lamine Camara. Under the challenge of Iliman Ndiaye. Down goes a Moroccan player and wins a free kick in a very dangerous position. Mazraoui was the player caught. Mazraoui went flying to the ground. Free kick given. Now, from wide on the left-hand side, just a yard or so further back than the 18-yard line, but out towards the near touchline. It's a free kick. The concern for Pap Thiaw's team. Pap Thiaw appointed just over 2 years ago, succeeding Aloui Cissé. Having led the Senegal A team to the 2022 National Championship, the Chan. Taken his country to the World Cup. Senegal 0, Morocco 0. This is a big free kick. It's going to be whipped in. Here it comes, and it's over everyone. And an apologetic hand in the air from Abdi Azal Zuli. Wasn't the greatest free kick by any stretch of the imagination. It's got to be better than that. It's got to be better than that. That's not a good delivery. Possession-wise, Nigeria, Senegal doing the better of it. Their fans, small pocket of them today. There's only about 3,000 of them dancing away in their bright colours. They played the goal kick short. It's a good press from Morocco. Chance to clear for Moussa Niakate. That's a foul. Push in the back on Idrissa Gana Gueye. Free kick is taken quickly. Referee's happy with it, even though the free kick taken by Sadio Mane saw Mane go down. Al-Hajj Malik Diouf has bulldozed his way past 2 challenges, and 3 and 4 and 5. He's up to the halfway line. He's rode his luck there a little. Not quite so much Pape Gueye, who lost the ball. It's won again by Lamine Camara. Dug in well. Really competitive, that midfield struggle out there. As Ozuli got the better of Pape Gueye. And it's Morocco that have got it back again. To Hakimi. Brahim Diaz. Hakimi. So, tackled by Pape Gueye. Senegal have got it back now. Still 0-0. Both sides competitive. Sadio Mane. Taken off of him fair and square as well by Bilal El Khanous. Mazraoui to Az Al-Zouli. Mazraoui again, 2 green shirts immediately in front of him, so he goes backwards. Ismail Sabari. And now Niaf Gart, former West Ham man, of course, now with Marseille in the south of France. Had a good win yesterday, 5-2 at Angers, to keep their interests alive in the French Ligue 1 title race. Out wide to Sabari on the left-hand side. Az Al-Zouli, Sabari, Al-Anawi. Khanous. Good running from Brahim Diaz, trying to slot the ball forward to Hakimi, who had made a good run into the channel. Cross quickly to clear the ball in time was Moussa Niakate. They return to their clubs this week, Hakimi and Niakate, and they'll be playing each other in the next couple of weeks. Lyon against Paris Saint-Germain in France. Iliman Ndiaye has gone down and needs some treatment for Senegal, so there's going to be a first break in play in this game. Ndiaye down just outside his own penalty area on the right hand side, this near side of the pitch. Chance for Papa Thiaw to speak to a couple of his players. Thiaw, by the way, good goal scoring record as an international player. 16 caps for the Lions of Teranga, 5 goals he got. Played in France for Saint-Etienne and Metz. Had a little spell at Alaves in Spain, Switzerland for Lausanne. He even had a stint at Dynamo Moscow in Russia. A varied playing career. But this would be the pinnacle of his coaching career if he could pull off the African Cup of Nations. Pate Ciss, it seems, is warming up. Should Iliman Ndiaye be unable to carry on. Well, the throw-in now can be taken. They're back up and running. Iliman Ndiaye has gone off the field. I suspect he will come on in a second, but will he be able to carry on? That's the big question. Brahim Diaz back to Hakimi, loses out though. Good combination play between Pape Gueye and Sadio Mane, and a through ball towards Iliman Ndiaye, who's back on the field. Iliman Ndiaye, great save by the foot of the goalkeeper. Yassine Bono, an instant hero to the Moroccan faithful, because that is a massive chance. threaded through superbly by Sadio Mane, and he's through with a keeper to beat. He slots it past the goalkeeper, who just gets the toes of his yellow boot on his right foot to it. So close to an opener for Senegal. Iliman Ndiaye, is he fit enough to carry up? I think so. He should be after that run. And they've only conceded 1 goal in 6 in this competition, Morocco. But that was the big moment of the game so far. Here they come again. Mamadou Sarr gets it back once more from Nicholas Jackson. Mamadou Sarr not afraid to get forward and help out his attackers. Iliman Ndiaye wide on the right-hand side. They've got a taste for it now, Senegal. In possession down the near side. Ndiaye back to Idrissa Gana Gate. And across to El Hadj Malik Diouf. Contatc. Kamara finds the feet of Antoine Mendy. Mendy takes a couple of touches, steadies himself. Mamadou Sarr, Moussa Niakate. And out wide to Sadio Mane, a chance to tease his way past Hakimi. He does. He goes down under the challenge, and the referee says play on. Nicholas Jackson can't quite keep it in his stride. And then a free kick is given against Nicholas Jackson for the foul on Neil El-Anouawi. Free kick. Well, that was nearly an abracadabra moment for Iliman Ndiaye, but what a save from Yassine Bono. Just managed to get his toe cap to the ball and divert it, otherwise it's in. It was an inch away from being a whole different story. A long ball forward. It's come off a defender to run into the box from Ez Al-Zouli, but he's taken it straight to the corner flag, and the corner has been given. It must have come off a defender there, that ball over the top. So up comes Massina, up comes Negard. Cross in from Az-Zouli, headed away at the near post. Az-Zouli again, lovely turn to get away from his marker. Great ball in, just needed a touch. And that touch wasn't forthcoming from Nayef Agard. He threw everything at it, and he just got the merest of brushes, but it didn't really change the direction of the ball. Great ball in from Az-Zouli, and he's kind of jumped underneath it slightly. He's missed it. It's gone through the legs of the defender behind him, and it's gone beyond Niakate without touching out for a goal kick. But that was a big moment for Morocco. Anything one team can do, the other team can pretty much match, but it's still 0-0 in the AFCON final. So free kick, and we're already 4 minutes from half time. I didn't realise how quickly time was flying. These two sides met, albeit very different sides, back in August last year in the African Nations Championship. 1-1 draw. Morocco won after extra time on penalties. It's a sign of the times. Very little to match to separate these two. Papa Thiaw, the Senegalese coach, not too happy at the moment. Shots on target. Senegal 2, Morocco 0. It's a story in itself, isn't it? Morocco, big chance just now for Agard. Had it gone in, the hosts would have been ahead, despite being second best in this game so far. Only just second best, there's really not much in it. Senegal have had more of the ball and the better chances. Long ball to Ez Al-Zouli, looking dangerous on the left-hand side, trying to trick his way inside Antoine Mendy. Ez Al-Zouli tees it up, and a quick challenge comes in, but Ez Al-Zouli might yet profit from the loose ball. It's been played out wide by Alanawi. Hakimi. Now Al-Khanous. To Brahim Diaz. Hakimi. Brahim Diaz again trying to cheese his way past Malik Diouf. Slides in and puts the ball out of play for a throw into Morocco on the right-hand side, about 10 yards from the corner flag. The Lions of Teranga 0, the Atlas Lions 0 in the AFCON final at the Prince Moulay Abdallah Stadium in Rabat. Another injury has held up play. It's an injury, I think it's Lamine Camara, the Monaco midfielder, named the young player of the tournament in the 2023 AFCON, Lamine Camara. He's got a good goal-scoring ratio as well for his country. He's 30th cap today. He's got 6 goals in that time. It's not bad for a combative midfielder. He went in for the challenge and he got a bit of the ball. He got a bit of Sabari. And he also got Sabari's heel in his face. That's why he's down. Trailing leg smashed him in the jaw. It's rather uncomfortable, but I think he'll be okay. Senegal not taking any chances, warming up a couple of their substitutes, including Pat Matassar of Tottenham Hotspur. Not quite sure when he goes home and prepares for the game at the weekend away at Burnley. Whether he'll have a new manager, an interim manager, or the same old manager in Thomas Frank, who's certainly under a lot of pressure, the Tottenham boss at the moment. He's still got his job, despite that loss at home to West Ham yesterday. Senegal 0, Morocco 0. We've got about 45 seconds until we find out how many more minutes are going to be added on. I don't need a second invitation, the Morocco fans, to make a noise. And they've been magnificent all tournament, urging on this Moroccan side. There's Azuli taking on Mendy. Mazraoui. There's Azuli again. Runs straight into Mendy, who blocks him off. Squeezes it away. It's a throw to Morocco. Mazraoui. Azuli again. He's given it away now, Mazraoui. That's a good ball in towards Nicholas Jackson. Off he goes, Nicholas Jackson carrying it forward. Punches it back wide to Sadio Mane, who comes inside. The shot was deflected and it went just wide. A chance for Sadio Mane inside the penalty area. Good work from Nicholas Jackson. Prodded it forward. Mane cuts inside. That's where he's so dangerous. Got the shot in. It ricocheted back to him, I think. Mane. Yeah, it came off the defender. And behind from Sabari for a corner. This is Senegal's first corner of the match, and it comes in the second minute of 4 added minutes at the end of the half. Senegal 0, Morocco 0 at the Prince Moulay Abdallah Stadium in Rabat. Corner to be swung in over on the far side by Pape Gueye. Big side, Senegal. They're going to have plenty to aim at. It's not Pape Gueye, it's taken by Lamine Camara. So Camara waiting. At the moment, there's a chat going on between Nicholas Jackson and the referee. Jackson being blocked off from assaulting the goalkeeper Yassine Bono by Nazer Mazraoui. Pushing and shoving in that penalty area. In comes the corner. Dancing towards goal was Niakete. Couldn't get any purchase on it. Malik Diouf lifts it forward. Comes to Mazraoui ahead of dropping to Ndiaye. And now it's the Moroccans that can come forward in numbers. Mazraoui again. Azazuli to Sabari, shakes off the Attentions of Kamara. Takes it out to the right-hand side, and there Vegaard. Vegaard inside to Adam Messina, the quite unassuming, quietly very, very important part of the defensive unit that has conceded just the one goal all tournament. They could have conceded a couple of big chances in the first half, most notably Iliman Ndiaye. Gate inside to Idrissa Gana Gate, the captain today for Senegal. Half-time whistle is a minute, just over a minute away. Idrissa Gana Gate, long chip forward, that's going to be easy though, way beyond Nicholas Jackson. And through to goalkeeper Yassine Bono. Senegal 0, Morocco 0. But it's been given away, and here's Ndiaye driving into the penalty area. Still Ndiaye, he's played it inside. It's a shot from Kamara, which is blocked. And once again, that dynamic defence from Morocco comes to the rescue and turns defence into attack. Brahim Diaz gets it wide. Hakimi on the corner edge of the penalty area. Hakimi inside. The shot was a low drive towards goal from Ismail Sabari, and there were plenty of green shirts between him and the goal. And the block was put in by Mamadou Sarr. Now it's Azazuli. Azazuli denied again by Antoine Mendy, who's not let him get an awful lot of profit down that left-hand side. And it's gone behind, and it will be a corner kick to the hosts. But it seems whatever one team do, the other team do immediately. And they seem to match each other out with chances and blocks. There have been no goals, but there have been opportunities. Iliman Ndiaye was within a whisker of scoring. Corner played short. It's whipped in by Hakimi. It's cleared away by, of all people, Nicholas Jackson. And with that, the half-time whistle has blown. Well, this was always going to be a tight affair. Senegal 0, Morocco 0 is not a surprise scoreline at half-time in the AFCON final. Intriguing, most certainly. Two very evenly matched sides, most certainly. Senegal have had the best chance. Iliman Ndiaye denied by a toe poke from the goalkeeper, prevented it going into the corner. They've both had their chances. There is plenty more for this final to give us in the way of drama. It will end up some way or another finishing in a dramatic finale tonight, the AFCON. It's Senegal 0, Morocco 0 at half-time. Second half is coming up, and it's coming up right after this break. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Welcome back for the second half of the AFCON final. We've got it covered for you right here. You won't miss a kick, I promise. Senegal against Morocco, 0-0 at half-time. It's been a really interesting first half, very little between the two sides. Morocco, the hosts, perhaps just edged out of it in terms of possession by Senegal, and the best chance of the game. Arguably the best two chances of the game, you could say. Iliman Ndiaye threw with a goalkeeper to beat. Great save from Yassine Bonnet. It was going in. Just clipped his toe and went wide. Early chance for Pap Gate. Good save again by Yassine Bonnet at the near post. The other end. Best chance was one for Sabari, who went crashing into the penalty area. Shot wide, but he should have really been hitting the target. Another decent effort a few moments later, which came mighty close. Agard almost got his head on a free kick from Ezazulik. So they've had chances too. Fairly even first half in that respect. Sadio Mane making his way out with the Senegalese players. They're out warming up already, the Moroccan players. And we're ready for the second half. Two teams making their way out. Senegal, no changes it seems at half-time, as Moussa Nkete of Senegal stays in the tunnel whilst he's having his wrist bandaged up. His physio is trying to wrap the bandage around his wrist whilst running down the tunnel with the player who's desperate to get out before kick-off. Right, Senegal, Edouard Mendy in goal, Antoine Mendy, Mamadou Sarr, Moussa Nkete and El Hadj Malik Diouf at the back. Lamine Camara, the only player out there on the yellow. Idrissa Gana Gueye, he's got the captain's armband today because of the suspension to Kalidou Koulibaly. And Pap Gueye in midfield. Iliman Ndiaye with a big chance in the first half. And Sadio Mane, the wingman, and Nicholas Jackson in attack. We're off and underway in the second half. 0-0, all to play for. Senegal immediately lifting the ball into the Moroccan half. And free kick has been given for a foul on El Hadj Malik Diouf by today's referee, Jean-Jacques Sindala from Congo. Let's go through the Moroccan team for you. No changes for them at half-time either. Yassine Bonnet in goal. Ashraf Hakimi is their captain at right back. Nayef Agard, Adam Messina and Noussair Mazraoui of Manchester United making up their back line of four. Bilal El Khanous and Neil El Alnawi are in midfield with Ismail Sabari. Abdi Azazula wide on the left. Brahim Diaz wide on the right. Ayoub El Kiabi down the middle. It's a big bundle going off over on the far side, and it's Mazraoui that comes away with the ball ahead of Iliman Ndiaye. So many intriguing battles out on the pitch, and that's a good turn for Mamadou Sarr. You know, they brought in Antoine Mendy and Mamadou Sarr, two young players, one's 20, one's 21. They've been brilliant at the back, both of them. Minute and a half into the second half. Long ball forward by Pap Gate. Interesting. Sadio Mane just fell over whilst controlling the ball. Getting the slice of the ball was Agard. He got the last touch. It's going to be a throw to the... It's actually gone behind. It's a corner. Him off of Agard. Mentioned the golden match ball. Special edition. It's named the Itri, which means the star in Berber. Didn't go to a corner, it went to a goal kick in the end, by the way. That was Morocco haven't won the AFCON in 50 years. The last win, 1976. How apt would that be if they could follow it up with another win today? It's been a while. Senegal, by contrast, appearing in the third final of four. 2019, 2021, 2025. The odd one out, of course, being the last one, 2023, when Ivory Coast snuck past Nigeria in that final. The hosts winning the last time out. Can the hosts be victorious this time out? It's a hard one to call. It's a very, very hard one to call. Rolling his man, Lamine Camara goes down. Referee has blown his whistle, but given the free kick away of the Moroccans, it was Idrissa Gana Gueye who lent in on El Anawi. Up in the air from El Hadj Malik Diouf. Interesting one. Hagard jumped a bit too early there, but still won the aerial duel against Nicholas Jackson. It's all the way back to Adam Messina. Now into the midfield, Sebari. Mazraoui, always solid and dependable in that left-back position. Good turn in the midfield by Sebari again. Has to go all the way back to Adam Messina. Comfortably over the halfway line. The former Watford man gives it to Mazraoui. Mazraoui, that's good from him. Sebari down the left. Can he get the cross in? He can, and he was ready to pounce there. El Kaabi. It was an important header by Moussa Niakate. And El Hadj Diouf puts it behind for a corner. Great chance that for Morocco, and they win a corner off of it. Hakimi to take. He's going to swing it in, right-footed from the right-hand side. So it's going to be an outswinger. Placed in across the 6-yard box, eludes everyone. Racing after it, Ismail Sebari turns it backwards. Messina lobs it back in again. In goes Hakimi, claims for a corner up against Sadio Mane, and Sadio Mane is adjudged to have got the final touch according to the assistant referee, and a corner is given. Here it comes from Hakimi. Same delivery, same result over everyone. As Azuli on the far side of the penalty area retrieves it, comes inside, tees it up, and then a thrusted shot towards goal from Sebari is blocked, and back in the Morocco half it's Mazraoui that retrieves it. He's the only player inside the half apart from his goalkeeper. Good running from Ez Azuli. Can he get the cross in? Good blocking again from Mamadou Sarr. Good spell this from the hosts. It needs a goal, it needs a breakthrough, it needs a moment of composure in front of goal, something we just haven't had in this game so far. There's a chance for Antoine Mendy to win the ball back, but is he judged to have fouled Ez Azuli? Down goes Ez Azuli, free kick on the edge of the penalty area, wide on the left-hand side. Blocked off by the forearm of Antoine Mendy of Nice. Well, still, whilst there have been chances, there has been no composure, as I keep saying. Who can get that all-important breakthrough? Because these two sides both have such watertight defences. You think that even at this stage, a goal could be the winner. Who's going to get there? Who's going to get over the line? Is it needing extra time? Is it needing penalties? I've got the answers to these questions, I promise you. Just haven't got them yet. Free kick, Morocco. On the left-hand side. Ripped him as Azraoui, put it straight in the two-man wall. Sorry, Hakimi, and he's put it straight in the two-man wall and straight up for a throw-in. Senegal 0, Morocco 0. And Mazraoui all the way back to Messina. Messina will go across. There you go. Senegal was in good form prior to the tournament for Marseille. Header away was a good one from Moussa Niakhaté. Niakhaté of Lyon. So off of Ram Diaz.